I thought today we could take a look into this sketchbook, so I hope that you're excited, because I am. I just love sketchbook, and I love going through and seeing all the old art. And I think this one is pretty old. Yeah, it's from 19, so it's 3 years old. Ooh, yikes. That's a while ago. I think last time I was posting, I was working on the sketchbook, and then I finished it in 2020 while I was not posting anymore. But welcome to my sketchbook. That's me. I really like this drawing, actually. I think it's really nice with the like multiple lines for line art. And I think this is when I kind of started doing that. Here's some more soft doodles of the current hairstyle I had at the time. Some more. And over here, some concept for I don't really know what, but I ended up deciding that I wanted to make a puppet based on this when I was making my portfolio for applying to internships. I decided that I wanted to try and apply to some puppet making internships. So I made a couple of portfolio puppets like this. Some more drawings. I think most of these were inspired by Pinterest references. And some Hayley Williams. A little bit of colored pencil work here. I think it's actually quite nice with the roughness of the black and then the little pops of color. I really like it. Here's some witch Sona stuff that I was doing for a video. Just some concepting. Very like a traveler, chill, witch, casual vibes. I really like this drawing, which is also why I put a circle around it to tell you, look here, this is the good one. Some more of that. Little bag concept. Some more Hayley Williams art. And these are continuous line drawings. So, you know, put down your pen, draw, and then you don't pick it up till you're done drawing. So that's why some of them look a little bit wonky. Whoops. This is the view from my bed in my old bedroom. I have since moved, actually. I didn't really mention that in the previous video, but I have moved back to my hometown, which is where I currently am, in my new, amazing, improved office space. So before I had my office space in my bedroom, but now I have a separate space for my office, which is so nice. Some of the Cimarelli sisters. These are just studies of GB ASMR as her character Daisy. And I think these are supposed to be concepts for Carrie the musical. So this is Carrie and that one's Chris. No, not Carrie. It's what's her name? This is Chris and this one is Susan. That's how that's what it is. God, it's been such a long time. This one you've probably seen before if you've ever been here on the channel. It was for a Scroller Box video. This is brand May. I think this is around the time that the Queen movie, Bohemian Rhapsody, came out. So this is an older sketchbook. Interior drawing. I really like this one. I think it was inspired by someone else's drawing, but I don't remember their name. But I like how it turned out. Some lineless art. I didn't have any Poscas at the time, so I've done it with water-based markers, and that's why it's so streaky, but I really like the overall effect if you can like abstract from the streakiness. Oh, yikes. This was probably like a mood thing. It's a little bit different. I think it's nice sometimes to try something different from what you usually do. So this is just a little messier. Here are some concepts for the story I was working on. And here are some characters that I drew back in 2017? 16, 17? Just gave them a little re-amp, and I really like how they turned out. And this is when I got my Poscas. So I was just testing them out, getting a feel for them. Another scroller box. And I think these are also inspired by some sort of Pinterest reference. Some random guilty pleasure doodles. some wicked doodles. I really like this one. I think it has some nice movement and some nice expression in there. And it's very simplified, but also detailed at the same time. And a little Elfie, Glinda and Elfie. And this one, I really like this one too. I think it has some nice expressiveness. I guess it's the expressive pink in the background, but I really like the line work of it and just the whole expression, the style, the whatchamacallit, the vibe. I think it's really nice, especially Elphaba here with her little handsies. Then over here we have some Posca stuff, some more Hayley Williams. I really like this one. I think it's really fun with Poscas to make lineless art and then kind of block out a thing and then make a cut-in, kind of, or like an overlay of a different color to see like how the black turns into red and the skin turns into orange. I think that's so fun. Here are some more concepts for that other thing from before, the dude, and little concept drawing here. I really like this drawing. I think this is like one of my favorite things that I've drawn from that period of time. And this was like a practice for the one on the other page. Here are some scrawler box concept for Enchantress. So I drew Sabrina from the Netflix Sabrina show. Over here, I was practicing with my Poscas, trying to figure out which colors I liked together. I think both of these are from references off of Pinterest. You can see that one there. Oh, Tumblr, you know. And that one I don't know, but it was definitely a reference. These are concepts for a show. I like to make up concepts for things that I'm not gonna do, but just as a mental exercise. Pretend I'm making a show or a game, and then I'll make up character designs and concepts for that. So these are concepts for a show where I and one of my friends are cops, and we call it Bad Cop, Worst Cop. So we're just really bad cops, and we're just riding around being bad cops. These, I think, were concepts for a video I never made, where I was gonna draw like my Marvel Sona or Super Sona or whatever. You know, like Marvelify myself. And I was thinking about what would my superpower be. And so I thought maybe it would be like kind of like time manipulation in a way that has to do with roller skating. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking. Don't quite remember. I just wanted my super thing to be roller skating, I guess. These are concepts for a sweater that I'm still currently knitting. I have this thing where when I start a knitting project, I will like get halfway there and then I'll stop it, start a different one, and then eventually I'll come back to it and then maybe I'll finish it at some point, who knows. But we're not quite there yet. I ended up going with this one with the stripes on the sleeves, and then we'll see if I finish it one day. Over on this page, we have some drawings of one of Drawing with Waffles characters. And I just thought she was so cute, and I really liked the colors, and they just happened to match with the colors I currently had laying out on my desk. So I just went ahead and did some drawings of her. Some concept for a scrawler box video I never uploaded. There's a little bit of metallic right there. Little Steven Universe art. This I think I drew when we were at NSC Animation Festival, because the lines were so long. We sat in line for 4 hours to get into this talk with Rebecca Sugar, and then we just barely didn't make it in. So I drew some Steven Universe while we were waiting, but that was a bit of a bummer. We did end up meeting her though at a different event, so it wasn't a complete failure. And some Paradots. Ooh, wow. Okay. Maybe we'll just skip this one. Some practicing likenesses, some Dodger, Dex bonus on Twitch, one of my favorite streamers. Some little mudkips. Ooh, so cute. And the little shinies. I really like this page. I think it's very nice with the pops of color and the distribution of the drawings. Over here is a bit of a self-portrait of me back when I had my fun hair. I miss my fun hair. This was a splotch challenge. What do you call it? You put down a splotch of color and then you try and turn it into a character. I don't like it. I kind of hate how most of these turned out. Some of them are fine, but I don't really think it's my jam. The whole like just put down a blob and turn it into something. It's a little overwhelming for me. Like there's a lot of pressure to create something good and you're like narrowed in by what the blob looks like. I don't really think I like it. This one is more wicked art. There's some bleed through from the other side, it looks like. From the Mamma Mia art. There's a lot of fan art in this one. So I think this one is done with water-based markers, and then this one is probably Copic marker. Oh, maybe it's a mix of water-based and Copics. Yeah, because it bled through somewhere, but not everywhere. Some train sketch. This was when we started the third year project, and if you want to check that out, it's actually out now. I'm gonna link it in the card if you want to go watch it. But we basically just drew ourselves as roller derby people just to get into the mood, because the bachelor film we made is about roller derby people. It's not my personal bachelor film. I worked on someone else's bachelor film, just for your information. Character design and some colored pencil art, and I really like how this turned out. I really like the use of red and blue and yellow, just, you know, the primary colors. I think it's very effective. You can't really see the yellow that well on screen here, but I really like how those three colors play together. Then I tried to do it again, but I don't really like how this one turned out as much. I did also use orange, so maybe that's why, and like a little bit of magenta in here. I think it's nicer when it's just the clean primary colors. This is concept for another stop motion puppet I did for my portfolio. It's supposed to be Hel from Norse mythology. She is originally said to have like half a beautiful face and half like a blue dead face. So I wanted to try and do that. This is from when I was really into Tangled Tower. Tangled Tower is a visual novel or like a murder mystery. I think it's a visual novel that has really cool character designs and really cool little animations. And I'm so inspired by it. It's so nice. If you haven't checked it out, you should definitely do that. This was concept for a video where I used all 80 markers in a marker set to create like a group of magical girls. I know they're totally not inspired by the witch character. Shut up. That bled through because it's alcohol marker. I don't like to use alcohol marker in my sketchbooks a lot because it bleeds through and then it obscures anything that's on the next page. So I like to use these water-based markers instead. You can actually see here how it kind of bled through even like from this page to this page. And I don't know why it's yellow, because it's not yellow over here. I mean, there is yellow, but I don't really understand what happened here. But that's pretty annoying, so I like to use water-based colors more. This is from when I wanted to build a car, like a stop-motion car, just because. So I wanted to sketch out the concept of like what style of car I would like, the shapes and such. And this is what I want. I still haven't done it, but I might someday soon because I really like the idea. This is more of that good cop, bad cop thing from before. I actually also did this one digitally. And this one is one of my favorite sketches of this sketchbook. And it was one day I was at a cafe with my mother and I was just looking out the window and then this guy just comes cycling by with his keyboard and I'm like, huh, that would make for a really funny drawing. So I made it into a drawing and I really like it. This is depression. And then some art blurk. I did this thing for a while where I would redraw the same drawing every year. And I tried to do it New Year's between 2019 and 2020. But I just hated how it was coming out, so I never did it. I think I was in a pretty bad place at this time. But here are some self-portraits. A little grumpy guy. And here is a more realistic self-portrait done with alcohol markers. I really like how it turned out, actually. It was fun to try and see if I could create more of a realistic look with the alcohol markers, because usually I do more cartoony stuff because they're really nice, you know, for laying down big flat shapes. And this was concepting for a redraw of a piece of art that I did like really long ago. I'll put it here so you can see. I never ended up redrawing it. My mom has it framed at her house, and every time I see it, I cringe a little bit because, you know, when you see old art you made when you were like really young, it makes you just cringe a little bit. So I wanted to redraw it and gift that to her so she could frame that one instead. Maybe I should learn that lesson, that art is okay even though it's not the newest thing you've made. You can still appreciate a piece of art. I have a really hard time accepting that old art I make is not inferior to new art I make. So I think I just won't redraw it. I'll just let it be. This is fun. These are concepts for a murder mystery game I wanted to make. I just wanted to make a murder mystery visual novel that has nice character animation. And these were the original character concepts for that. I've since revised them a lot. Here are some studies of Bernadette Banner. I really don't think I did her justice. She's a very beautiful woman, and I think she looks a little manly in my drawings, and I'm very sorry, Miss Banner, for that. Over here, I think I wanted to try out some glitter pens I had. I think the sparkles are really fun in a sketchbook, just to kind of break it up. Here we have some interior perspective drawing. I really like doing interiors. A lot of people don't like perspective. Like, a lot of character artists are a little bit afraid of perspective. I've always really liked it. I think it's fun. I guess it's the more mathematical side of me that likes it. It's very, you know, there are rules and you can follow the rules. And if you follow the rules, you'll most likely get a good result. So I like that. And I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I think I managed to crowd it in a nice way. This, I think, was for some Zzoffer, like a redraw his old art in your style kind of thing. Never submitted it. Now we're like into summer of 2020, so this is like a year and a half after I originally started the sketchbook. So it took me a long time to finish this because I was also finishing my bachelor degree, so I wasn't drawing much. But then once I finished it, I started drawing a little bit more. And I was able to eventually finish the sketchbook. So these are drawings of me in my cute little summer outfit. It was a thing that my friend group were doing where we would get a new prompt every week and then we had to draw something for the prompt. So the prompt was like something about flowers-oness, and I didn't really know what that was. So I just drew a floaty pose with some flowers. I feel like you can never go wrong with that. This is after I watched the Beetlejuice musical. And I really liked the girl who plays Lydia. I think she's very expressive, very nice. And she's like, oh, her singing voice is so good. So I had to draw some Lydia art. I think I was going a little stir crazy here. This is also in the middle of the pandemic. So I was living with my parents and I really needed to get out of the house. These are the characters for that murder mystery thing after I finagled their designs a little bit. Some more Hayley Williams when she released her first solo album. And these are inspired by this artist. I don't... How do you pronounce that? I don't know. But it's an artist that shows up a lot on my Pinterest, and I think that the stuff they do is really fun. They just have such a nice art style where they use these blue outlines and then just the tiniest touch of red, and it's just so nice. So I wanted to try it out. And then we're at the end. So just some end doodles. I am done here. Done. I think at this point, let's see how long. This went on for almost 2 years, so I kind of get why I'm done by this point. This one was featured earlier. Right here I drew a small one, and the tips on my Posca pens aren't quite small enough to get details at this level, so I decided I wanted to try and draw it a little bit bigger, and I was able to get a little more detail And I know, I could just buy the ones that have the really fine nibs. But once you buy like a whole set of one nib, you don't really want to go out and spend a lot more money to buy every single color in the small nib as well. So it's a bit of like a trade-off. Do you want to spend more money, or do you want to just live with the nibs you have? And I have chosen to just live with the nibs I have. So this is what I can get. Boop. Well, there we go. That was my finished sketchbook. This one was such a long time underway. It took me a really long time to finish it, and I'm happy that I did. I've started a new one. Should I get the new one? This one, which is like way fancier, but also the paper is really annoying, so I'm having a hard time finishing it. It's the kind of paper where when you draw something and then you erase it, there's like a ghost still. You see right here on this Marceline, there's still an old Marceline underneath that I erased. So that's a little frustrating, and it's taking me some time to get through it, but I'm trying to power through. I'm trying to draw more, and I'm trying to care less, which is a big problem of mine. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and it really does hinder me in progressing sometimes. So I think in the new year, I'm gonna try to care less and do more. Those are my two things. And then I'll show you guys this one when it's done. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This is my first real video back, so it's still a little unfamiliar to me. I have to, you know, kind of like get back into it, relearn all the things that I used to know about YouTubing. And I'm just happy that you guys want to be along for the ride, and I hope that you continue to stick along. This one was a little bit more of a traditional soft video, and I'm gonna see if I can make some other videos too. I will probably stick with the drawing. I just want to make more of a variety of content. So I hope that you guys are excited to see that. Also, feel free to let me know in the comments if there's any type of content that you would like to see. All right, that's it for now. See you later.